We are at the Memphis Quartet show with Alan Kendall of the Kingsmen Quartet. And Alan, welcome to Gospel Music
Ken,
today.
thank you so much for having me. What an honor to be here.
It's good to see you, and it's good to see you with such a great, legendary quartet.
Oh man, it's an honor to be here. One of the first groups I ever saw in my life was the Kingsmen.
Really?
I was about 4 years old, and it was out in Alabama, out in just this football field, I believe, and it was like the Masters 5 that night, and Palmetto State Quartet, and a reunion of the old Sunshine Boys of JD and the Kingsmen.
Wow.
And that was maybe my second or third concert I ever attended. I was about 4. So it's kind of a full circle thing here.
That is amazing. How did you get connected with the Kingsmen?
Well, I've known Chris Jenkins for a little bit. Met him really when he was with the Anchorman, and just sort of worked with the Kingsmen off and on down through the years. And when they were auditioning lead singers and baritone singers, I gave Chris a call. I really hadn't thought about trying out for the Kingsmen until just kind of like right at the last minute. But I felt the Lord kind of pushing me to go back in this direction. I'd kind of re-entered full-time ministry, doing my solo ventures and singing with Jordan's Bridge, but felt the leading of the Lord to maybe make a new professional decision. And so I called Chris. I said, would there be a chance that I could get an audition? And he said, well, come with us next weekend. And so I went for the full weekend, and then the next weekend I went out on the road with them. They said, you want the job? I said, I knew that the Lord was leading in that direction. So it's been a great fit for me. I hope I'm a great fit for them, but it's just been a joy, absolute joy.
That is awesome. What's the current lineup of the Kingsmen?
Well, the current lineup, of course, Ray Dean Reese is still with us after more than 50 years singing bass at the Kingsmen. His son Brandon is now in his 23rd year. He's played drums for the Kingsmen. He's the road manager, kind of helping his dad out. He's our sound engineer, our part-time bus driver, our mechanic, you name it. Brandon does. It has a lot to do with our work in the studio, and still plays drums. Every now and then we'll do King's Gold, and but Brandon is still with us, and Chris Jenkins joined the group 7 years ago, singing tenor, still singing that high tenor right on, and doing our MC work, also assisting in our arrangements. And Chris Bryant, from originally down in Mississippi, is our lead singer, and then I'm singing the baritone part.
Yeah, that's a great lineup. We want to talk about the new CD, of course, but as I was just checking on everything, getting ready to talk to you, it's just amazing. After the Kingsmen Quartet goes back to 1960.
Well, they formed in 1956.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And still cranking out major hit songs.
That's probably really unheard of amongst any other artist.
Yeah.
But the Kingsmen have always really wanted to be relevant yet maintain their style. One of the greatest things about the Kingsmen is they're very unafraid. They're very bold, very brave, and as long as the message of the gospel is biblically correct, then they're going to have that certain sound, and then they're not afraid to try some new things.
Yeah.
And I think that's had a lot to do with the Kingsmen's success through the years.
That's a good explanation. Tell me about that CD and the hit song that came off it.
Yes, Victory Shout is the name of the new album. Very, very excited about it. Just released really nationally a week ago. We're, of course, at Memphis right now. Released June the 7th and is doing very, very, very well. Our single Victory Shout's doing wonderfully. I think it's a big Kingsman album, very exciting to listen to. Even the slow songs are very exciting to listen to. And if anybody had to describe it, or if I had to describe it in any way, it would be just big, and that's kind of what the Kingsmen have been down through the years.
Yeah, it's a great group. We're glad to see you singing with them, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you on that big stage tonight.
Oh, gracious, yeah. It's an honor to be here, and like I said, everything's just just sweeter. The more time that I spend in this music
Yeah.
and doing what I love to do, it just gets sweeter every day. And so I'm loving it.
That's good to hear. Thank you, Alan, for being with us on
Appreciate
Gospel
you, Ken.
Music today.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.